भूतकारुण्यरूपा एकं लक्ष्यं सारस्यं समेशा एकं सर्वं चित्तमानन्दपूर्णम् एको देवः सर्वभूतान्तरात्मा एका भाषा भूतकारुण्यरूपा एकं लक्ष्यं सारस्यं समेशा एकं सर्वं चित्तमानन्दपूर्णम् एको देवः सर्वभूतान्तरात्मा एका भाषा भूतकारुण्यरूपा एकं लक्ष्यं सारस्यं समेशा एकं सर्वं चित्तमानन्दपूर्णम् भूतकारुण्यरूपा एकं लक्ष्यं सारस्यं समेशा एकं सर्वं चित्तमानन्दपूर्णम् एको देवः सर्वभूतान्तरात्मा एका भाषा भूतकारुण्यरूपा एकं लक्ष्यं सारस्यं समेशा एकं सर्वं चित्तमानन्दपूर्णम् एको देवः सर्वभूतान्तरात्मा एका भाषा भूतकारुण्यरूपा एकं लक्ष्यं सारस्यं समेशा
Sharp 1 o'clock. Let us start. I am so happy that you have elected to join this webinar, and in the course of the next 60 minutes you are going to learn many things about the importance and how to actually focus and concentrate for that ultimate success. And in the next 60 minutes I want to also get to know each and every one of you to the extent possible. So let us share about each other. I am from Hyderabad. Tell me in the chat, where are you from? Share in the chat where you are from. Karnataka, Hyderabad also, Venkat. And my name is also Venkat. Mumbai. All right. Karnataka, Kanyakumari, Ahmedabad, Jaipur. From Karnataka, Mysore, Uttarakhand. Wonderful. Great. Thank you. Thank you for sharing all of that. Chandigarh, Darjeeling, all over the place. Quite a number of people from Hyderabad as well, from Delhi. All right. Good. Now, let me also ask you a related question. Is this the first time you are seeing me? I am launching a poll. If this is the first time that you are seeing me, then click on A. If you have already seen me in a previous webinar, click on B. If first time, A. Repeat, B. All right, great. Let me end the poll, share the results. Wow, 82% of you are seeing me for the first time, and I am pleasantly surprised. 18% of you have seen me previously in a previous webinar and still have elected to come here, and I appreciate that. All right, for everyone who is new here, seeing me for the first time, I thank you for investing your time, because you never heard about me, you never knew me, and yet you took a chance to come into this webinar. And for those of you who have come back, welcome back. I'm happy to see you again. So now, if the question in your mind is whether this webinar is going to be one-sided, only me speaking, no, it is going to be actually two-sided. In the best way possible, we will try to have a two-way conversation. In fact, you may find this webinar to be more interactive than others. So we are going to interact through the chat and through polls, just as we did, and we are also going to go into some guided meditations, and I want you to be fully participative. And I really appreciate each one of you for being here in this webinar. It is a Saturday afternoon, and I know you could have been doing any number of things in your life, but you have chosen to invest your time here. And to me, it tells me that you really want to take the quality of your life to the next level. And I honor that. I respect that. And I, on my side, I will do everything possible to make sure that your time here is well spent. Now, I cannot do it alone. For you to really walk away with some valuable skills at the end, while I will do my part, I want you to do your part. And what is that? I need 3 very small commitments from you for the duration of this webinar. The first one is, since we are talking about focus and concentration, I want you to be completely focused and concentrated during this webinar without any distractions. The second thing is for you to be fully engaged with me. That is, whenever I prompt you to write something in the chat or participate in a poll or take you on a guided meditation, I want you to fully participate in that. And I want you to stay here until the end of the webinar. And if you follow through on these 3 commitments, I guarantee that you are going to walk away with some very, very valuable knowledge, tools, and techniques for you to attain that ultimate success. So, is that a good enough agreement between you and I? If you agree to these 3 small commitments for the duration of this webinar, type A in the chat. A in the chat, yes, or A. Great. Thank you all for this agreement. And on my part, I am going to honor this agreement on my part as well. Okay, wonderful. Now, what I'm going to do, I am turning off the chat. What that means is that you can still write to me, the host, but others cannot see it. And the reason is so that we can all stay focused, right? And from time to time, I will open the chat, but for now, let us just move ahead. Now, what is the title of this webinar? The title is How to Focus and Concentrate for Ultimate Success. Let us break it down. We will talk about focus and concentration in a while, but what does ultimate success mean? There is no absolute definition of ultimate success. Your definition of ultimate success is going to be very different from my definition or anyone else's definition. So each one of us has our own idea, vision of ultimate success, isn't it? So we are not even going to try to come to a common platform on that. But ultimate success in what? We might say ultimate success in life, but let us be more precise. Let us take, there are so many facets of life. There are so many aspects to life, whether it is our professional life or personal life or financial life or family life or social life or any number of aspects to our life, isn't it? But let us only work on 4 of them right now, which is our professional life, our financial life, our personal life, and our family life. And again, I want to really engage with you, interact with you. I know each and every one of us want to really make some advances. We want to be happy in life, and let us take the professional life. Let us go one by one. I know many of you would want to aspire to reach that higher level, climb that ladder of success, reach that quote unquote ultimate success in your career, in your profession, in your job, whatever, in your business, whatever your line of work is. So let me ask you, what in your opinion is the most important thing that is required for you to make huge advances in your profession? Is it skill? Is it knowledge? Is it experience? Is it education? Is it contacts? What? Type in the chat what in your opinion is the most important thing that is required for you to advance, really scale new heights in your profession. Skill, all. Right mindset, everything, education, all communication, mindset, concentration, focus, knowledge. All right, skill, very good. Good. Resilience, I like that. All right, skill, knowledge, and education, all. Okay, wonderful. Now let us take another area of life, which is our financial life. And we are all looking for that financial success, aren't we? And in your opinion, for you to be really successful financially, whatever your definition of success is, what is the most important thing that is required? Is it a good job, a successful business, investment skills, inheritance from parents, or luck, or a lottery ticket? What do you think is most important for us to have that ultimate success in the financial area of our life? Investment skills, investment skills, business skill, investment satisfaction, interest, successful business, investment skills, focus. Yes, investment skill and business skill. All right. Okay, so I want you all to remember these answers. Now let us move on to the third area of our life, which is personal life. what does personal life entail? It is about our health, physical health. It is about our emotional health. It is about our personal goals, maybe a travel goal, or want to see these places, or maybe a deeper yearning, a spiritual kind of a goal. But whatever it is in your personal life, what are the most important things that are required for you to gain that ultimate success in your personal life? What? Type in the chat. Finance, health, traveling alone, gratitude, travel, physical and mental health. So these are the mindset skills. Okay. Integrity, peace, health. Wow. Health is wealth. Indeed, it is. Good working environment. Okay, wonderful. Now, let us move on to the last area of our life, wealth too. Yes, I get that. So, let us come to our family life. What, in your opinion, is most important factor for having the ultimate success in our family life? Is it having that loving partner or spouse? Is it having loving parents or children? Is it mutual love and respect? What do you think is the most important thing in for success in family life? Trust, respect, and happiness. Trust, unconditional love from family, and also unconditional love from ourselves, having loving parents, mutual love. Wow, wonderful. Okay, all right. Okay, great. Now, let us thank you all for your participation. I really appreciate that. This has been a very interesting thing. Now, here is what I want you to do. I want you to remember all of the answers that you have given me, which are the factors that lead to ultimate success in each of the 4 areas of life. Just remember what you have typed, what you have in mind, and just think of that as a vehicle that takes you to that destination. What is that destination? Destination is ultimate success. That destination, you have your own definition of your destination, your own definition of ultimate success, but you have now defined a vehicle. All the things that you mentioned are the vehicle, a car or a boat or whatever. And for our sake, let us just imagine that it is a boat. So just have this picture in your mind. Whatever you said is most important to take us to our destination of ultimate success, that is your vehicle, your boat. Keep that image in your mind. But we also need to define that destination, don't we? We also need to define that ultimate success. What does ultimate success mean to us? Right? So why don't we get clarity on that, what ultimate success means? And this is going to be a pretty important, and I would even say a turning moment in your life, if you want it to be. Let us leave alone this mind, this conscious mind, this questioning mind, this doubting mind, and let us actually go into the other realms of the mind, other more expansive and more powerful aspects of the mind, and actually even transcend the mind, so that we are in connection with who we truly are, with our spirit, and we can figure out what is our ultimate definition of success. So let us go on a guided meditation. Guys, are you ready for engaging with me? Remember, we made an agreement that you would engage with me, man. Now is the time. For the next 5 minutes, follow my instructions exactly as I say. Just follow through the instructions, trusting on that inner journey. Here is what I want you to do. Take a deep breath in. Inhale, taking in the energy from the universe, drawing in that energy from the universe into this being, into this body. Inhale deeply. And Exhale completely. Let go of any thoughts, any questions, any stress, any anxiety. Let go. Exhale. Inhale again, drawing that energy. And exhale, letting go of your stress and anxiety and thoughts and everything. Let go. Now, I want you to close your eyes. Close your eyes. And wherever you are sitting, sit comfortably, but sit straight, making sure that your body is comfortable. And also make sure that both of your feet are planted firmly on the floor, touching the floor, planted firmly on the floor. Now, with your eyes closed, keep your eyes closed throughout this journey. Just visualize that there are roots extending from your feet all the way to the center of the earth. All the way to the center of the earth, so that you are anchored by Mother Earth and your body is safe and secure. Now take a deep breath in, drawing in that energy from this infinite universe, from this infinite consciousness. Exhale, letting go of any thoughts, worries, anxieties. And now your spirit is free to travel anywhere. Let your spirit now rise above your body. Your spirit is now above your body. It is looking down upon you, upon this body. And your spirit is now free to travel any time to any point in the future. Let your spirit soar even higher and let it travel along a timeline into the future, where you have achieved ultimate success in your professional life, in your financial life, in your personal life, and in your family life. Travel to that point in the future. Maybe that point is 1 year from now, or 10 years from now, 5 years from now, whatever it is. Go to that place in the future. And now ask your spirit, what is the ultimate success mean in professional life? If nothing was impossible in a world of possibilities, what is your definition of ultimate success in the professional life? Is it to have that successful company? Is it to be the CEO of a company? Have your own business? Want to be known world over as a talented engineer or a doctor or a lawyer, whatever your profession is? What is your ultimate success in profession? Okay, move on to your financial life. What does ultimate success mean to you in the financial area? How much is your yearly takeaway income? How much money in the bank? How much residual income? What is your definition of ultimate success in the financial area. Now come to your personal life. What does ultimate success mean to you in your personal life? In terms of your physical health, emotional health, your happiness, your spiritual pursuits, your travel interests, whatever your personal interests are. What does ultimate success mean to you? And finally, come to your family life. Have your own definition of ultimate success in your family life. What does it mean? How would it look like? What is your relationship with your loved one or partner or spouse, parents or children or siblings? Okay, good. Now you have a definition of your own ultimate success in these 4 areas of life. Implant that within your being, within your soul, knowing that in a world of possibilities, this is what you really want your life to be about. All right, now let your spirit now rise above that point in the future and let it do the time travel, traveling back on that time scale all the way to the present moment. Your spirit is now in the present moment and it is above your body, looking down upon your body. And when I count to 3, let your spirit re-enter back into your body easily and quickly and effortlessly. 1, 2, 3. All right, you're back in your body. Now take a deep breath in and invite that vision into your body, the one that you have seen. And exhale. Still with your eyes closed. Be in the present moment completely, feeling much energized and vibrant. Bringing both of your hands together, rubbing them against each other, generate some heat, and cup both of your palms over your closed eyes. Take a deep breath in. Inhale. Exhale. And open your eyes. All right, welcome back. How was your journey? Were you able to take this guided journey, and how was it described in a word or a couple of words? How was your journey? I'm interested in knowing. Type in the chat. In the chat how your journey was. Wonderful, awesome, great. Yeah, superb, peace, awesome. All right, superb, feeling nice, wonderful, feeling very fresh, fantastic. Good. very good. Kishan Kumar Singh, for some reason, is asking, "Are you a software engineer?" Kishan Kumar Singh, uh, I do not know why, what prompted you to ask that question, but let me, since you have asked it, let me answer that. I used to work as a software engineer many years back. Like many of you who are working professionally, I uh, worked in California in USA from 87 to 2005. And yes, I was a software engineer. I worked across high-tech companies. In fact, my job back in 95, 96 was at Sun Microsystems, where I was part of the engineering team that created and developed the Java programming language, which is so widely used on the internet. So I will come back to that, but let me share. Okay, ultimate, really, I felt that my soul was not with me. Helped in removing my worries about present worries, feeling calm, peace. All right, good. Thank you. Thank you all for sharing. Okay, so what you saw in that journey, you went into the realm of possibilities and you really connected with your soul, with your spirit, who you truly are, and you asked, what is it that I truly would want in this life? And you have seen something. But now we are here in this present moment, and here is this mind. It is questioning and it is doubting and it is telling, hey, guy, that is just stuff of dreams. This is not, we can never get there. And it will start creating all kinds of, it starts weaving stories about why that is not a possibility, and why we should not even think about that, why we do not deserve that, why success is only for that special person. And the mind will say, probably you are not cut out for that. If your mind is questioning and doubting whether you can achieve or reach what you just saw in your visions, type a yes in the chat. Type a yes in the chat if your mind is really having that dialogue, that doubting aspect. Yeah, I know that is the nature of the mind. We just need to know how to tame the mind, because the mind is so powerful right now. Yes, I know, I totally understand that your mind is coming in the way. Absolutely, and everyone is typing a yes. But here is the real question, ladies and gentlemen, everyone who is in this webinar. Before you type anything in the chat, I want you to think about the answer for a moment. Whatever you saw in that, is that truly what you want? Do you really want to reach that ultimate success? Don't yet type a yes or a no. No, not yet. I want you to listen to this question carefully. Do you really want to achieve that ultimate success? Because oftentimes there is a part within us that doesn't want, it just wants to stay here. This is fine. But if you really want that ultimate success, express it in the chat by saying, I do. I want to see how you feel. If you are in, if you really have that deep thought, that deep desire, that Ichha Shakti. Ichha Shakti is the Shakti of the desire. Yep, absolutely, I do. And thank you all for expressing what is in your heart. What is in your heart? All right. Okay, let us now move on to the thing. Okay, good. Now, remember we all said, okay, we need to reach, we have defined what our destination is, what our ultimate success is, and we have also defined the vehicle which takes us there. Remember, in those 4 areas of life, each of us has defined what is the most important thing that is required for ultimate success. Okay, we have defined the destination, we have defined the vehicle, but What about the medium on which the vehicle travels? Isn't that also important? If the vehicle is a car, the road is very important to take you to your destination, isn't it? If your vehicle is a boat, in our case, we visualized it as a boat. If the vehicle is a boat, it is important what the condition of the seas are, isn't it? Let us assume that you are traveling in your boat to your ultimate destination. What would happen if there are tsunamis in the ocean that you're traveling on? Heavy thunderstorms, 100-foot waves, winds, 150 kilometers per hour winds, and waters are tossing and turning. Do you think you can reach your destination in such a stormy condition? Type in the chat. Do you think it is possible for us to reach our destination in the tsunamis and everything going? We can reach the destination, or would it be difficult? It's not possible. Yes, everything is possible. I do my efforts. Yes. Okay. So even will take more time, difficult. I understand. No, it will be very tough. Can be, journey has good and bad phases. Yeah. Everything depends on our thoughts. Good. It's too difficult. Appreciate all of your answers, but if the sea is very rough, if the tsunamis are hitting, if the boat is only 20 feet and the tsunami is the waves are 100 feet, it will just drown us, wouldn't it? But if the water is calm, if the water is just still, it is much more easier for us to reach our destination. So that medium in which we are traveling is very, very important. And what is the medium? See, we have all defined a number of factors that are important for us to take to our destination. We have defined it as skill and knowledge and investment skills and loving family and everything. But what is the underlying platform for all of that? What is the base? That base is our mind, a stable mind. If our mind is unstable, if we are constantly tossing and turning up with so many distractions without maintaining that focus and concentration, everything that we do, everything that we have is not going to be of much use. Only when the mind is completely stable and it is able to concentrate and focus, if it is able to do that, then absolutely we can reach any destination. Anything that we conceive in our mind, and we all have conceived, we all have seen some things. Anything that we see in the mind is possible only by using this instrument of mind, by learning how to tame the mind. So we have to make sure that the water in which the boat is traveling is calm. If it is topsy-turvy, if it is in tsunamis, which often it is because of all the stress and the anxiety and the thoughts and everything that we go through, we are not able to maintain that focus and concentration. And so very, very important, the ability. If you are able to focus and concentrate, the whole world, that ultimate success that you have seen, can be yours. Despite this mind doubting, it can be yours. It is a possibility. But what comes in the way? What comes in the way? Why is it that we cannot reach that? But also, let us understand what it means to focus and to concentrate. So let us all come to a common platform of our understanding of what focus means and what concentration means, and why is it so important for achieving that ultimate success, and how to gain the skills of focus and concentration. So let us define that. Focus is our when we are narrowing our attention to something, that is called focus. For example, when we hold a convex lens and we are trying to focus the dissipated rays of the sun into a single beam, that is focus. What is concentration? Concentration is when you are able to maintain that focus uninterrupted until the task that you want is accomplished, then that is concentration. For example, in this particular demonstration, if your underlying goal is to generate fire by burning that paper or by burning that grass, if that is the underlying goal, it is not sufficient to just momentarily hold the convex lens, focus the sun rays and then remove it. Well, you are focusing it, but only momentarily. But only when you hold it long enough, then you will generate that fire, and that is the concentration. So that is the difference between focus and concentration. And that single ability, when we have that one single thing, then we can acquire anything and everything, including the vehicle also, right? And we can take that vehicle to any destination that you want. So what comes in the way for us to have that unflickering focus and the unprecedented concentration? So many factors come in the way, don't they? What are they? Let us look at those. Emotions come in the way, especially negative emotions, and also positive emotions also come in the way, but especially negative emotions, whether it is one of fear or guilt or shame, sadness, whatever, anger, depression, they come in the way for us to maintain that focus and concentration. We are all slaves to patterns of thought in the mind, patterns of behavior, and that often leads to self-sabotaging behaviors and things like addictions, and all of these really come in the way of our ultimate success, of our ability to maintain that focus and concentration. Ill health comes in the way, physical health, emotional health, feeling of discontentment, or even financial ill health, challenges, all of that essentially comes in the way for us to maintain that focus and concentration. And then there is this constant barrage of thoughts that are coming into the mind. It is almost like there are so many voices within us. Sometimes there are multiple voices, multiple dialogues going on. If you just close your eyes and observe, oh my God, the mind is chattering, and going through all of that, and that really comes in the way. And only when we are able to tame all of this can we gain those essential skills of focus and concentration to lead us to ultimate success. All of these are like a chain that is holding us back. And when we are chained, if the boat is chained, no matter how hard you row, you are just rowing in the same place, but we need to cut that chain, right? Just imagine, recently our Neeraj Chopra was in the news for bringing that gold medal in the javelin throw. What would have happened if only a half kilogram of weight was tied to his leg? Do you think he would have achieved that javelin? Just a small weight, a chain and a small weight of half kg. Of course, it is impossible for him to have achieved that ultimate success. And we are really chained ourselves by hundreds of kilograms of weight, whether all the emotional baggage that we are carrying, all of our patterns of thought, and in the body, in the mind, and all of that. And once we learn the nature of this mind, once we are able to go deeper into the mind, we have the ability to really understand it better and have the ability to develop this unique skill of focus and concentration. Now, let me engage with you a little bit. I am pretty sure most everyone, and it was true in my case when I was growing up, my teachers and my parents would say, hey, Venkat, concentrate on your studies if you want to come up in life. And probably your parents and your teachers might have told you to concentrate in order to concentrate on your studies, especially so that you can become successful in life. Or maybe if you have children, maybe you're telling your children at the moment, hey, concentrate so that you can come up in life. Tell me, type in the chat if your parents or teachers have told you to concentrate, or if you tell your children to concentrate, type a yes in the chat. Yeah. Of course, we have all been told to concentrate, or we tell our children to concentrate. Absolutely. All right. With that said, I am also guessing, most of us in our profession, for us to be successful in our profession, we take a formal training, we take a 4-year course or a 2-year diploma, or we take an apprenticeship, whatever it is, our line of work is, we take a formal training, don't we? And we practice that. We may join as a apprentice or as a intern. We do that training and training on the job. So we formally learn our skills that are required in the job, and we train ourselves. We practice, and that is absolutely needed. So the question is, by the same token, have you or I, and have we formally learned how to focus and concentrate, and are we formally practicing concentration? Have you formally learned how to focus and concentrate, and are you practicing concentration just like how the masters would do, practice over and over again? Are we doing that? Type a yes or a no in the chat. I want to know about you. I want to understand. Okay, majority of the answers, in fact, I would dare say almost everyone. I see 1 or 2 yeses here and there, but most everyone is saying no. And I really appreciate that, and that is so true. We do not go through a formal learning of how to focus, and we do not really practice concentration, and we become perfect at whatever we consistently practice, isn't it? If Sachin Tendulkar is consistently going to the nets and practicing, he became a master because he has practiced that over and over again. If we practice focus and concentration consistently, we become good at that. But what do we practice instead? We practice distraction. If we practice distraction over and over again, what do we get good at? More distraction, right? So we need to formally learn, because there are methods of learning how to focus and concentrate, and we need to practice that concentration, right? So for us to learn about how to focus and concentrate, we need to really understand a little bit more about this base, this mind. I'm pretty sure that all of you must have been excited at some point in your life when you bought that dream gadget that you always wanted. Maybe it was a new iPhone, or that great bike, or a car, or whatever. You have purchased something that excited you, and what did it come with? It came with a operating manual, probably in several languages. And if that is the very first time that we are using that gadget, what did we do? We turned over the training manual pages, and we learned how that particular gadget operates, and we mastered it so that we can use that gadget to our full advantage. there is a gadget even more powerful than anything that we can conceive of in this world, and that gadget is our mind. This mind is so powerful, it can either be our best friend and take us wherever we want to go, or it can be our worst enemy and drag us down, and we are constantly in the midst of stress and sorrow and failure, or it can really take us to that ultimate destination. It's our choice. So the mind is a very powerful thing. Mind is it is just a gadget, but is there an operating manual for the mind, and have we gone through that operating manual of the mind and understood at length what is it that makes this mind tick, how to control the mind? Controlling the mind is so difficult, but we need to understand, and it is absolutely possible. So let us understand that fortunately there is a manual for the mind. What is that manual? Who wrote that? It originates from the spiritual sciences. We come from a land, a tradition of rich spiritual sciences, the yogic sciences, and those spiritual scientists, the ancient sages and rishis, they laid down the manual of the mind. That is that was true then, that is true now, it will be true a million years from now also. And they have laid down the states of mind. See, understand that spiritual science is as real a science, and even more real than any of the sciences that we are familiar with, whether it is physics or quantum physics or chemistry or medical sciences. All of those deal with the external world, and spiritual sciences deal with the world inside. So they have laid out 5 states of mind. What are the 5 states of mind? We need to have an understanding of the states of mind so that we can really go from one state of the mind to another, and we will look into how we can do that. What are the 5 states of mind? The first state of mind is what is called the Muda state of mind. Muda. And in that state of mind, it is a dull and tamasic state. The mind doesn't want to move. It is in a state of inertia. It is really stagnating. Not only does it not want to move ahead, actually it wants to slide back and go back and really be down in the dumps, be lazy, and that obviously will not get us anywhere. The second state of mind is the Kshipta state of mind. And this is a state of mind where we are extremely restless and we are distracted, interrupt driven, and the mind is out of control. And when the mind is out of control, our thoughts are out of control, our emotions are out of control, and we experience extreme emotions, and we identify ourselves with those emotions. We do not separate ourselves. We feel that we are the victims. We are absolutely, life kind of sort of is in a chaos. It is out of control when the mind is out of control. The next state of mind is the opposite of Kshipta, which is Vikshipta. It is a state of being completely preoccupied with something. And so no matter what we are doing, we are always thinking about that one single thing. And this is a state of mind where it is a little bit more concentrated, and that really helps us in getting to the destination. And this is a state of mind where many scientists and philosophers and poets, people who do creative work, they are in this state of mind. But we can also be in this Vikshipta state of mind when we are so preoccupied with our worries and our thoughts or our anger or whatever. We are only dwelling on that one single thing, and that can easily kick us back into the Kshipta state and into the Muda state. So it is so important about what our mind dwells on. So Vikshipta is that state of mind. Now, as you can observe, we are going from the more unrefined states of mind to the more refined states of mind. The fourth state of mind is the ekagra state of mind. And many of us may have heard this word ekagra or ekagrata. It is such a common word in our Indian languages, isn't it? And this is the state of the mind where the mind is completely fixated on its goal. It simply refuses to move until whatever needs to be accomplished. And this is what is called the state of flow. Even though the state of flow is something that is being defined in the last few decades, but this has been defined many thousands of years ago. But simply stated, what is the state of flow? State of flow is when your life flows effortlessly and takes you to that definition of ultimate success very easily, where things happen by themselves, or you are able to accomplish much more in much less time. That is the state of flow, also called as the ekagra state of mind. And the final state of mind is the niruddha state of mind, where the mind is completely restrained and mastered. And this is the ultimate aim of yogis, to reach that niruddha state. So these are the 5 states of mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, tell me in the chat if you want to reach that ultimate success, what state of mind would take you there? Is it 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5? Type in the chat. Obviously 5, 5, 5. Don't aim for a 5. 4 is good. 4 and 5, 4 and 5, 4 and 5. But yeah, 4 and 5 are the states that really take us to where we want to go. Wonderful. Okay, now we have a understanding of the different states of mind. Obviously 4 and 5. 4 and 5. And now let me ask you this. Do you want to, many of you previously when I asked you, you said that you want to reach your ultimate success. But now here is a different question. Do you want to reach the state 4 at least, the state of ekagra? That is so important. Ekagra, we might have heard that story in Mahabharata when all the Pandavas and Kauravas, when they were children, and Dronacharya took them for a archery contest, and he asked them, and it was only Arjuna who was able to maintain that state of focus, that state of ekagra. And some of us may be thinking, well, I'm not an Arjuna, but we have the exact same mind as Arjuna. We have the exact same mind as any of the greatest person that you can think of. So here is the question. Do you really want to reach that state of ekagra, and are you willing to invest your time and energies to reach that state of ekagra? If so, type yes in the chat, because we cannot reach that state of ekagra unless we invest time, unless we train ourselves, unless we invest our energies into that. And I am glad to see so many of you typing yes, and that is what will separate you from the rest of the world. Because you know what, for achieving total success, it is a combination of 3 factors: Ichha Shakti, Gnana Shakti, and Kriya Shakti. Ichha Shakti is the desire, Gnana Shakti is the knowledge, and Kriya Shakti is the action. Only when there is the proper balance and intersection between all of these 3, that is when you hit the target. So let us now understand how we can focus and how we can concentrate. No, so far we have been talking, we spent almost the last 54 minutes talking about focus and concentration, but let us come into the crux of it. How do you actually focus? How do you actually practice concentration? Let us get into that right away. And some of the methods are very simple. So, we can actually start adopting them right from this minute. Right from this minute. So let us look into how we can practice and focus, um, practice focus and concentration. Here is how. The first tip is make sure that you have a regulated lifestyle. And oftentimes we underestimate regulated lifestyle. And even though we all know inwardly, don't we know that we all know intuitively that a regulated lifestyle is better, but we do not do that. But when we have a regulated lifestyle, meaning definite patterns of sleeping and waking, or eating, diet, exercise, spending time with loved ones, when we regulate that lifestyle, then that really helps us gain that focus and concentration. And this is something that we can put into practice right away, by making the necessary changes. So very simple, we can put into action straight away. The second thing is, it seems obvious, but we have to do only one thing at a time, and we have to remove distractions. And this is something that we can do. I mean, most people are so interrupt driven. By interrupt driven, they are working on something, but they allow anything and everything to interrupt, whether it is a incoming message or a call or someone or whatever. But the mind is deluding us to think that, hey, I can do multitasking, I can do many tasks at a time. The mind is very good at tricking us and taking us down that path, but the mind is only capable of doing one thing at a time. And therefore it is very important not to get distracted, in the sense, at least remove the sources of distraction. Maybe put the phone on silent, or whatever works best for you. For periods of time, remove those distractions and focus and do only one thing, because the moment we do a context switch, that by attending to some distraction, coming back to the same state is extremely difficult. And this is something that is in your hands, right? Now let us come to the most important thing, the most crucial thing that is required to develop a unflickering focus and unprecedented concentration. And that is really transforming ourselves from the inside out by doing holistic practices. I cannot overemphasize the importance of doing this. By holistic practices, what I mean is a combination of yogasanas and conscious breathing, or pranayama, or meditation and mindfulness. These go a long way in creating that stable mind, creating that inner stability, and develop that unprecedented focus and concentration. And all of these holistic practices not only help at that level, but they are even as important or more important. They help us have a much healthier body, a healthy mind, and a healthy soul. So these, if you do not already have all of these holistic practices, or many of these holistic practices, and if you haven't been going through in the last 30 days, haven't been practicing, then definitely undertake them, because these are the keys. Someone in the chat was asking, what are the keys? These are the keys. And many of us, we hesitate from taking up these practices because we think, hey, it takes too much time. I do not have that much time. I need to deal with all of this. But you know what? all of those can be integrated into our everyday life without really changing what we are doing, and only do it much more effectively. They can become part of our life. And let me relate to you. you know uh, just a few minutes ago, I mentioned that I worked as a software engineer. I was pretty successful in my career, and I was working across many high-tech companies from 87 to 2005. But my life took a totally different turn. Consciously, I took a different turn in my life. At the peak of my career, at the pinnacle of my career, I actually walked away from that. I came back to India from US, and became a full-time student of spirituality. And for the last 17 years, I have gone deeper inside in trying to understand all of this. And in the process also, I have faced many challenges. Even when I was working in my profession, even though it appeared to be a successful career, I was faced with stress and anxiety and depression, which nearly destroyed me. But I learned and mastered many of these internal inner transformational skills, and that really helped me heal from the inside. And having been in both the corporate world and in the spiritual world, I know the essence, the distilled principles that we can apply into our everyday life so that we can become much more successful in our profession, financially, in our personal life, in our family life. Absolutely, these holistic practices. So those are the ways in which how you can develop your focus and concentration. And obviously, within these 60 minutes, I cannot really talk too much about that, because we do not have much time. But here is the thing: for those of you, and right now I'm speaking to those of you who have said at the beginning, in the first one third of the webinar, you said that, hey, I saw a vision of my ultimate success in these 4 areas of life. And you said that you really want to reach there. And you also said that you want to learn how to reach that state of 4, and that you are willing to invest your time and energy. I am now talking to only those people, because there are others in the webinar who are not as serious. So let me talk to you directly. If you are really interested in reaching that place, I am happy to offer a 7-day journey, a starting point, a 7-day journey where we meet every single day for 75 minutes. Right now, I'm not able to see you, but during the 7 days, we will be interactive, and I will take you through holistic practices. That's inner transformational skills, that innermost change that is required. When change happens in the inside, then change manifests on the outer world. And that is the crux of all of this. So I am going to take you through a 7-day journey. No, it is not a yogasanas, but we will be covering the holistic practices of conscious breathing, of pranayama, because conscious breathing is so directly related to the focus and concentration. I mean, it is exactly one and the same. Not to speak that conscious breathing helps us have a healthy body, mind, and soul. We will cover meditation. We will cover how to consciously relax and how to practice mindfulness. So I'm speaking to those people who are interested in carrying this conversation further. I'm offering a 7-day journey that helps you kickstart on your journey to take those quantum leaps that are required. So let me share about that program, ladies and gentlemen, for all of those who are really serious in achieving that ultimate success and who want to invest your time and energy in order to get there. Here is your opportunity. And the program that I am offering is called the Yogic Breath for Healthy Body, Mind, and Soul. Yogic Breath for Healthy Body, Mind, and Soul, in which, in a nutshell, the benefits that you get are to have a healthy body, mind, and soul. And that is exactly why I named it, because uh, and I will talk about how it helps. And you are going to learn how to have that stable mind and that unflickering focus and the unprecedented concentration so that you can achieve that ultimate success in life. So those are the benefits, and that is achieved through a combination of conscious breathing, of meditation, of practicing mindfulness, and proper relaxation. So we'll learn the inside out. I have been both in the corporate world and in the spiritual world, and drawing upon that experience, the essence of that distilled and given to you in a form that you can use in your everyday life. So let me share about that program. Actually, before I share about that program, let me share this what Dr. Atul Shah, who is a practicing cardiologist for the last 41 years, he recently took this program, and he said, after taking this program, he said, I realized that conscious breathing is one of the most important skills for our emotional stability. That is the key for the person who was asking what is the key. Emotional stability. How do we get emotional stability? Through all of these holistic practices. And he said, without emotional stability, it is not possible to avoid lifestyle diseases. And he's talking from a medical perspective, but from every perspective, it is so important. And I'm grateful to Dr. Atul Shah for his kind words. So let us look at this program. What is included in this program? Like I said, it is a 7-day program where we are meeting live through Zoom, in a Zoom meeting, not in a webinar, in a Zoom meeting for 75 minutes every day from 6:45 to 8 o'clock in the morning. And the classes start on a Monday and they end on a Sunday, 7 days. And there is a batch starting on November 29th and another batch that is starting on 13th of December. And at this point, I really do not know how long I will be doing these weekly batches, but I'm only looking at the present, the immediate future. And there is a batch starting 29th of December and 13th of December. So 7 days, 75 minutes. And I will talk about what is it that you're going to learn, how a 75-minute class looks like, what are the exact things that we are going to cover. All of that I will cover. But let us just look at the overall structure of the program. Now, 2 days prior to the start of this 7-day program, I hold another live onboarding or orientation session in which I get to know you better, and I really cover about how to prepare your body and mind so that you can derive the maximum benefit out of this 7-day program. And it is a live meeting as well, done 2 days prior to the start of the 7-day program. And as part of this, you will also be part of a WhatsApp group that is specific to the batch so that you can interact with me, ask me any questions, and this is also the forum where you turn in your assignments. I strongly believe that we have to integrate whatever we are learning into our everyday life. Otherwise, it is just theory, right? And this is when you turn assignments in, and assignments are only taking like 5 minutes, 7 minutes at the most during the day. So don't be taken aback. And this is also a forum for community support. So that is what is included in the program. 7-day program, 75 minutes each single day, a batch starting on November 29th and another batch starting on 13th of December, and the timing is 6:45 to 8 o'clock in the morning, and a live preparatory onboarding session 2 days prior, and a WhatsApp group. So now comes the question. If you really want to reach that state 4 eh, let us keep our goal at state 4, the state of ekagra, the state of flow. And if you really want that, and if you really have answered yes, that I want ultimate success, and if you have answered that you are willing to invest time and energy, because we cannot reach to those levels without investing time and energy into that, then this is for you. And the question that you might be having in your mind is, okay, how do I join this 7-day program? Okay, so we already talked about the time investment that is required. The time investment, 75 minutes every single day for 7 days. Now, let me not even try to tell you that, hey, if you invest this 75 minutes only for 7 days, then that ultimate success is yours. I'm not going to say that. It all depends on whether you will apply what you learn during these 75 minutes. So if you're considering this program, first off, I want only serious students. Make sure that you are able to invest 75 minutes every single day, and that you want to really apply these practices also, and that your desire is very strong. I'm looking for that caliber of people that sets them apart from others. All right, so now let me share how you can join this program, this 7-day program. I want to make this program accessible to as many people as possible. The normal investment for this program is 5,000 rupees, and I firmly believe from the bottom of my heart that every rupee that is spent is well worth it, because the skills that you're going to learn are going to stay with you, and these are the most essential skills. But I want to make this program affordable and within reach to as many people as possible, and therefore for this webinar I am offering a discounted investment, and that discounted investment is 750 rupees. 750 rupees for the 7-day program, which includes everything. And I will talk about what is it that you are going to learn and practice during these 7 days, so that you have a much clearer idea about what you're getting for this investment. And the reason I call it as an investment and not an expense is because you are really investing in something that is going to stay with you throughout the rest of your life. So many times we spend money on things and they are also transitory, right? But this is something that can stay with us all our life and keep giving returns over and over again. It is like that Kamadhenu, right? That is what is meant, So the investment is 750 rupees, and I am going to share the links. And again, there is a batch starting on November 29th and a batch starting on December 30th. All right, with that, let me share the links, the InstaMojo links. There are 2 batches. And by the way, any questions that you have about this program, please type in the chat or in the Q&A, and to the best of my ability, I will answer each and every question. So let me share the links, the InstaMojo links for these 2 batches. The first InstaMojo link I am sharing is for the November 29th to December 5th batch, November 29th to December 5th batch. And the second InstaMojo link I am sharing is for the December 13th to December 19th batch. There you go. Okay, you have those 2 links with you. All right, now that the links are there, let me cover, and I will come to each and every question that is being asked here. And the quick answer to Shivani's question, will we be having the recordings? Absolutely, Shivani. Each session will be recorded, and you will have access to the recording during the 7 days and also for 1 month after the session, so you can go back, but not just access to recordings at the end of 7 days. I will actually give you a audio tape for your continued practicing, in a tape in the morning and a tape in the evening, so you will have access to all of these. So in case you are not able to attend a specific session, you can always go through the recordings. So that is a quick answer, and I will come back to your question. Also, I need to mention this. I'm making this window of investment available only for a limited time. I'm going to keep this webinar open for only the next 20 minutes. And these are the 20 minutes in which you can really come into and join the program. So with that, let me actually cover what is it that you are going to learn, what is it that you are going to, how you are going to benefit during the 7 days program. Okay, by the way, yes, keep the questions coming, and I will answer. No worries. Yes, I will answer everything. So let us look at what is it that we are going to learn during the 7 days. What does that journey look like? Sharing my screen. Okay, before I do that, actually, I'm happy to share this testimonial from Praveen Vadalkar. I think most every one of you would have been are familiar with Praveen, because you might have come into this webinar because of a message that you saw in one of his groups or forums. And he recently was interacting with me, and he said, I'm losing my focus and I'm having low levels of energy and I need to really bring them back up. And he and I discussed, he took this program because I knew it would help him. And in his own words, he said, I have an increased focus and energy. My empty mind chatter has stopped. And ladies and gentlemen, it is that empty mind chatter that really drains us out of our energy. It is so expensive to us if we know how to really deal with that. And to have a healthy body that addresses issues in the physical body, in the mind, and in the soul, then that is really what helps us in developing that unflickering focus and unprecedented concentration. So I'm really happy that Praveen Vadalkar has took this program and shared this testimonial with me. All right. So now, for those of you who want to pay by InstaMojo, I have already shared the links. When you pay by InstaMojo, you will get an auto reply. And InstaMojo also allows you to pay through UPI, through your mobile and whatever. But if for some reason you prefer to make a payment through PhonePe or Paytm, then use this number. And the only thing is, you will not receive an auto reply. Make sure that you take a screenshot of your payment of 750 rupees and send a WhatsApp message to this number that you see on the screen. All right, with that, let us look into what is it that you are going to learn and what is it that you're going to practice during the 75 minutes, because I am a proponent that unless we practice, theory is good. We need to have some understanding of the theory, but the most important thing is practice, practice, practice. So you are going to learn and practice. Conscious breathing is the central pillar, and conscious breathing, let me very briefly tell you that our why it is important in our whole being, in this whole scheme of things. See, many of you may have noticed that our state of mind affects our breath. You may have noticed that, right? When a person is angry or anxious or agitated or stressed out, how is that person's breath? It is shallow, it is irregular, it is fast. But the same person, if the person is in a relaxed state of mind, how is the breath? The breath is deeper, it is longer, it is slower, more harmonious, right? So obviously, our state of mind has a direct effect on our breath. But are you aware that the reverse is also true? That is, our breath has a direct effect on our mind, on our thoughts, and on our emotions. Just think about it. How difficult it is to control the mind. It is impossible. Mind is like that wild horse, wild monkey. We have absolutely no control over it, no matter what we try to do. But the good news is we can have a indirect control of the mind by directly changing how we are breathing. There are so many methods of breathing. That is what pranayama is all about. Expansion of prana. Prana is that life force, that essential vital energy. Ayama means expansion. And when we know how to control the energies, we are a bundle of energies, right? And we just need to know how to harness that power of breath. Breathing is not just to keep us alive, ladies and gentlemen. There is a incredible power to breath, a vital energy that most of us are not aware of. And conscious breathing helps us heal our body, heal our mind, heal our soul. In fact, hospitals are using conscious breathing as a way of healing their patients from many physical illnesses and emotional illnesses like stress or anxiety or depression, all of that emotional baggage. So we are going to learn conscious breathing, but not just conscious breathing during the 7 days. Conscious breathing is one aspect, but I will take you through a deep and effective meditation practice. Every day we incrementally build so that at the end of 7 days, you are going to have a very effective meditation practice. And during the 7 days, every single day, we are going to spend the majority of the time in actual practices, whether it is a breath practice or whether it is a meditation practice. We are so that you know what these inner transformational tools are and how to correctly practice them. So you're going to learn conscious breathing, you're going to learn meditation, you're going to learn how to properly relax, and that is so essential for healing of this body and mind, isn't it? Many of you may have noticed, hey, even after having a full night's sleep, I still feel lethargic or stressed out or tired. And that is because we do not know how to rest this body properly, and we do not know how to rest this mind properly, and we need to practice proper relaxation. And even a few minutes of proper relaxation rejuvenates you, relaxes you, refreshes you, makes you more vibrant. So we are going to learn all of these: conscious breathing, meditation, proper relaxation, and also practicing of mindfulness. What is mindfulness? You might have heard the term, but what exactly is mindfulness? And how is it related to focus and concentration? Really, mindfulness is that ability of ours to stay completely in awareness, in full awareness, and being in the present moment in whatever activity that we are doing, not only in full awareness, but also completely focused. No matter what the activity that we are doing, whether it is a routine activity like getting ready for work, or even taking a shower, or brushing your teeth, drinking that cup of coffee, we all do all of those activities so mindlessly, without thought, so mechanically, isn't it? But when we start to learn how to practice mindfulness, we can stay focused and in awareness in that activity, not only those activities, but the other activities like our work. Just imagine if we are able to maintain that complete focus and concentration in our work, we can get so much more work done in such a little time. And whether we are spending time with a loved ones, all of that is a practice of mindfulness. And the more we practice mindfulness, we are really practicing concentration. And when the more we practice concentration, the better we get at it. So when you combine conscious breathing with meditation and with proper relaxation and with mindfulness, these are the set of inner transformational practices that changes from the inside out. So if your question has been, okay, in these 7 days, what am I going to learn? This is what you are going to learn. And this actually helps us transform from an inside out, because all of these practices changes at a cellular level. There are each and every cell of our body is so intelligent, and it has a memory associated with that. And oftentimes it is the wrong type of energy and the wrong type of memory in our cells, and we need to reprogram that. We need to change from the inside out. And these holistic practices, they change us at a cellular level in the physical body. And in the mind, it really changes quite a number of things in terms of how we are able to deal with stress and how we are able to focus. So many benefits for you to have a healthy body, mind and soul, and to develop that unflickering focus and concentration so that you can reach your ultimate success. All right, so with that, let me remind you that we have only 10 more minutes in this webinar, and now I am going to address each and every question that you have raised. And if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. Let me share the links one more time. Let me share the links. Here is the link for December 13th to 19th. And then let me share the link for the November 29th to December 5th link. Okay, November 29th to December 5th link. All right, so now you have both of these. Okay, now let me address each and every question that you have raised. Now, yes, like I said, all the sessions will be recorded. You will get access to all of the recordings. The recordings will be shared in the WhatsApp group, and the recordings will be accessible to you during the course of these 7 days and for 1 month after that. Not only that, at the end of 7 days, I will have taken you much further along, and I will give you audio tapes for a morning practice that will help you, guide you in your continued practice, and a audio tape for an evening practice of 15 minutes to be done just before going to sleep. And that really helps relieve the stress and have a much more peaceful sleep, a very good night's sleep. So you will get all of those, absolutely. Not only, so you're going to learn those essential life skills that are going to put you way ahead on many levels. So I hope that answers your question. Let me now come to the other questions. All right. All right. So Venkatram, you said that you don't have your card at present. You will be reaching home at 5:30 if you are really interested. Okay, Venkatram, Thank you for sharing that, and I am happy to invite you into the program because you are in the webinar. I will make sure that you have this, you are able to avail of this opportunity. Please send me an email. I'm putting my email address right here. I'm giving my personal email address. Send me an email when you are ready, and I will make sure that I give you the necessary link for you to make the payment. So you have this email address, Venkatam. Can you acknowledge that you have seen my email address, venkat@venkat-rao.com? All right. Let me answer the other questions that have come in the way. Yes, absolutely. If you are not able to attend the sessions between 6:45 and 8, you can still get the benefit by staggering your practice. You can choose to practice in the evening, a 75-minute window of time in the evening, or in the morning before 6:45, and you will gain, you will derive that exact same benefit, obviously, and you will be in that WhatsApp group. So 100%, I can understand that for some of you it may not be possible to allocate that 6:45 to 8 o'clock time, but no worries, you will gain 100% benefit out of that. All right. For those of you who have decided to join or have already joined, type a I in the chat so that I know to expect you and to welcome you. And any other questions that you may have, keep them coming in the chat. And Kishan Kumar is saying, I am a computer science student new to programming and you want to talk to me personally. Kishan Kumar, I myself was a computer science student at one time in my life. I did my undergrad in civil engineering from REC Varangal. These days it is being called NIT. And then I went to the US, did my master's in computer science and became a software engineer. So if you are interested in connecting with me, write a email to me. I have given my email address, and we'll figure out that. But the best way that you can get in touch with me, Kishan Kumar, is really to enroll in this program, because that way you will have a much direct touch with me. So that is the best way. All right, let me answer the other questions. All right. Okay, good, very good. And Vishal, you are asking for my mobile number. No, I cannot give you my mobile number. Join this program and we will be in touch over WhatsApp, and you will obviously have access to my um, mobile number. All right. Mary Shanti is saying currently studying IELTS, need focus and concentration. I totally understand that, Mary Shanti, and I know that you are aspiring. IELTS is that exam to go to other countries, right? In my time, we used to have TOEFL and GRE. I think they replaced TOEFL with IELTS, and yes, I totally understand that. And if you are really interested in developing that focus and concentration, inviting you to join the program. All right. Okay. Let me see. I see a number of comments in. All right. So there is a question from this person on Q&A. I do not know the name of the person, but at least give 2 days. And my answer is, since you are in this webinar right now and you are interested in joining, please send me an email. I have I have given you my email address, and I'm typing that email address. I think you have my email address in the chat. So all right. And Kishan Kumar is asking, what is the fees to enroll in the program? Let me share that again with you, Kishan Kumar. Okay, let me share that with you. The fees, the investment, it is not a fees. And I really use the term investment and not as a fees because we often have that kind of a thing. So it is 750 rupees, Kishan Kumar, for the 7-day program. I really invite you. That is the best way to really learn from me, study from me. Of course, I'm not going to teach you about computer science. So since you asked about computer science, but I'm going to teach you something that is even more important. The base. And this applies to Sudhir Kanwar also. Sudhir is saying you're preparing for IAS, and I totally appreciate that you're preparing for IAS. May you become successful in your preparation for IAS, and may you go on to have that successful civil services career, Sudhir Kumar. And I know that 100% concentration is required, and I invite you to join the program. And again, sharing the 2 links in case for those of you who haven't seen the links. Here is the link for the November 29th to December 5th batch. Okay, Sampatram is asking, please share mail ID from YouTube. Let me share that. Venkat@venkat-rao.com. That is my mail ID, Sampatram. And here is the November 29th to December 5th link. And let me share the December 13th to 19th link. December 13th to 19th link. Okay, there you go. So you have all the links, you have all of the information. And let me see what other questions that I can answer for you. By the way, those who have joined, type a I into the chat, and I welcome you into the program. And I know at this time there are still people in the webinar who might have said yes, they want to reach that ultimate success, and yes, that they want to reach that state 4 of Ekagra, and yes, they want to invest their time and investment into that, and are able to invest 750 rupees, but yet have not joined the program because you're not sure, or maybe you remember I was saying that there is a part of us that may be in disagreement, that we, even though we may say that this is where I want to go, but internally I do not know what might be the reason. But I am inviting you. The window of time is another 5 minutes. Frankly, I do not know a good reason why you wouldn't want to join. If you answered yes to that, yes to that, yes to that, and 750 rupees is not a problem for you, I do not know a good reason why you wouldn't join. But it is your decision, and this is where we are setting ourselves apart when we invest our time and energy in learning that inner transformational skills. That is what will put you apart from everyone else. I can guarantee that, because all of this is based on laws and principles and science, exact sciences, and these can never go wrong, just as the law of gravity never goes wrong. So there you have it. All right. Great. I hear you. Yes. All right. All right, great. So anything else that I'm going to close this webinar we are already over time. I am going to close this in the next 5 minutes at most. But I'm just scrolling through the chat to see if there are any unrecorded, not unrecorded, but unanswered questions. I think I have pretty much answered everything. All right, and let me go into, okay, let me go into the Q&A to see. Sujata Kumari Sahu, you are, sir, conducting brain healing sessions. It's really tough. No, I haven't conducted any brain healing sessions. I don't do. First off, I don't do any kind of healing. The healing always comes from inside. What I conduct is inner classes for learning inner transformational holistic practices. All right, there is this person who is saying at least give 2 days for payment. And since you are in this webinar, I honor that, and you can send me an email. I have given my email address. Send me an email, and I'll make sure that you have the link for that payment. All right. Okay, Manoj Kumar, how to control our mind? The short answer, Manoj Kumar, is you can control your mind by controlling your breath. There are so many different types of breathing practices. We are all don't not even familiar with a small portion. By controlling our breath, by practicing meditation, by practicing mindfulness. All of these are the ways in which we can control the mind. And if you are really interested in learning how to harness the power of your mind, come into this 7-day program. You will learn much more. All right. Sujata Kumar Sahu, my Hindi is, I mean, I can understand Hindi, I can talk a little bit of Hindi, but if you have been able to understand whatever I have been saying, then you will derive the full benefit out of the program. And if you join the program, if you want to converse in Hindi, maybe there would be an opportunity. I also have a Q&A session during that. And okay, Kishan Kumar Singh, you just joined this session to have your experience as a successful software engineer. Congratulations. By the way, where are you studying your computer science from, Kishan Kumar Singh? I'm just interested, but congratulations. Welcome into the program. I am looking forward, and I'm pretty, do check into, do check your email for auto reply. Okay. And in that auto reply, you will receive how to join the WhatsApp group and the Zoom information and everything. So Mary Shanti is saying it is the timings of the 7-day program. And let me address you, Mary Shanti. Let me just, you are studying for IELTS. I totally understand. And you're saying that 6:45 to 8 o'clock is not a convenient time for you. Let me address you directly, speaking to you directly. And I totally understand, because of any number of reasons that time slot may not be possible. But you can still derive 100% benefit out of this program. How? For example, if you are able to, first off, you have to have that ability to spend 75 minutes a day for 7 days. If you cannot dedicate that time, then obviously this program is not for you. But let us assume that the only obstacle is this particular timing of 6:45 to 8 o'clock. Let us say you allocate this 75-minute time either in the evening or early in the morning. So you will get that recorded session. Yes, practice, spend that 74 minutes. Think as though you are in the live session with me. It is exactly, you will get 100%, and practice along with me during those 75 minutes. Do the assignments that I give you, interact with me in the WhatsApp group, turn in your assignments, and you get 100% benefit. Absolutely, yes. So I hope that answers your question. The only thing that I would suggest is, if you're practicing, especially in the evening, make sure that you have a undistracted time and have a relatively empty stomach. You should not have eaten. Don't practice this immediately after having a dinner. Give a gap of at least an hour, ideally 1.5 to 2 hours, kind of a thing, because digestion takes such a huge amount of energy, consumes a lot of energy. So these are the two precautions, and you can still benefit from the program. Okay. Kishan Kumar, will you not share my experience and guide me as a beginner? I am going to share whatever I can in the in the possible way. All right, good. Okay, I really need to go. I really need to respect my time, and I want to respect your time also. Let me just do one last check to make sure. Sampatram, yes, Sampatram, you have my email address, right? Let me share my email address. Okay, that is my email address. Okay, let me, yes, you can send me an email. You have my email address, Kishan Kumar Singh. Send me an email. And okay, very good. We have spent the last 100 minutes, or actually 105 minutes, and this is the way that the universe has brought us together for this 90-minute, 100-minute interaction. And for those of you who have joined my program, I welcome you. I'm looking forward to seeing you inside the program. And for those of you who for some reason have decided not to join the program, whether it is with me or someone else, I do suggest to take up these holistic practices. They are really going to help make all the difference for you to advance. And so it is totally your choice, obviously. But to everyone in this webinar, thank you all for spending this time with me. I wish you a very good evening and have a wonderful day and a great life. May you live life to your fullest potential. Thank you all so much, and namaste to you. And Kishan Kumar, yes, I worked at Sun Microsystems. I can give you some links to when I used to work there. So absolutely, yes. All right. Thank you all so much. I am ending the webinar now.